y'all, welcome back to another adventure. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my commitment to Towson University. Yay! I want to continue on my latest videos talking about my recruiting process and some tips and tricks I have for you guys, as well as my signing to Towson. I'm super excited to share with you, but stay tuned for that because that'll be toward the end of this video. So I want to continue off where we left off in my other video about recruiting, about camps. So I want to explain to you that I did go to 2 camps for diving, the University of Texas camp and RIPFest. Both I found very helpful for diving, but for college-wise, I would say the University of Texas camp was helpful. While it's not about getting recruited, they do have some college coaches that I actually was able to talk to before finding Towson. And I would really recommend it, one, because for us, they had a presentation that shared with you a little bit about the recruiting process. And I do talk about a little bit of tricks and tips in my video, which is linked down in the description. Another question you might be asking yourself is, how often do I communicate with college coaches? From my personal experience, I learned that college coaches don't always read your emails. And if you don't get a response the first time, keep trying. They'll probably eventually respond to one of your emails, but just know it might go to spam or you might not have the right email address. So definitely check up on that email address and make sure that email is personalized. I talk about that in my other video linked in the description. But if you're not getting a response at first, definitely just keep sending those emails. I promise they will most definitely respond. I will say that I did get a few emails that said, I'm going to watch your development. I would definitely respond back with on what specific skills are you hoping to see in your team from me. For example, for diving, some of the colleges I was talking to wanted a 2.8 list, which means 2.5s in every direction on 3 meter. And so I would be like, okay, and then I'd update them every so often, maybe like once a month, like, oh, just wanted to let you know that I am working on my 2.8 list. Here are some lead ups for that. For other sports, obviously it's going to be different, but that's how it was for me and my experience with diving. And if you get the email that says, let's stay in touch, I definitely check up with them every 4 weeks just to check in and be like, these are the dives I'm working on. Maybe can we schedule a call just to see how everything's going? So getting a call from a college coach is scary. Trust me, I am not the person to call a restaurant and be like, hi, I'd like to order this. Like, that is not me at all. So definitely having my first college coach call was very scary, but here are some ways how I prepare. First, I would definitely do some research on the school about the program that you might want to be continuing at that college. Make sure that they have something that you're interested in. For a degree, for myself, it was either business or communications, and Towson has both of those. So did some of the other schools I was looking at because it is like a basic major. But if you're looking to find something more specific, definitely make sure that college has what you want. Also know a little bit about the team. So if you're a male or female, try and figure out how many males and females are on the team, especially seniors. So for myself, there are, I believe, 2 seniors at Towson that are graduating the year I'm graduating high school, if that makes sense. And so I knew there were roughly going to be 2 kids coming in for my year. And there's actually 3 of us now that are committed to Towson. So that just gives you like a rough idea of how many spots to expect. So this is going to sound a little cliche, but try and stay calm. Like you're just having a conversation. Know that that coach really wants to talk to you and learn more about you. They're not trying to set you up for failure. They just want to know more about you and what you would bring to the table on the team. Also, for follow-up calls, just know they are very casual. You don't need to be stressed out. They are very cool, calm, and collected. And if you're giving off good energy, that coach is going to give off good energy and you're going to have a great call. Another question you might be asking yourself is, do you ask for the official visit? I will say that coaches normally will offer you that after you make it clear to them that you're very serious about the school. For me personally, I never asked for an official visit, but I did hear of some that did ask for an official visit from certain colleges, but I would definitely try and make it clear to that college and that coach that you're very serious. Another question I've been asked is, how important do you think grades, out of school activities, and stuff like that is for a coach? I got asked about my grades all the time, especially how things were going at school, like if I had a test coming up. So I did talk to some coaches about my activities that I was involved in. For example, I volunteered at the SPCA, and while we did talk about that, I'm not sure how important that is to the coach. but if it comes up in conversation, just feel free to talk about it. I would say try and put a list together of like a resume that you might have of activities that you're in. One, it helps just get conversation started if you are feeling awkward and need something to talk about on a call with coaches. But in the long term, it helps with you whether you're applying for that college or scholarship. So I would definitely get started sooner rather than later on trying to get everything that you're involved in put together on a nice sheet of paper. Just remember that D3 schools cannot give you athletic aid. Don't freak out. It's not because you're a bad athlete, it's because they're not allowed to, and they'll make that up most likely with academic aid. I will say that I did talk about how my coach was able to help me in my recruiting process, but I would like to add that that was only because I initiated the conversation with him. All he really did for me was open the door. I will say I did make it easy by having the schools that I wanted my coach to help me get in contact with. So I gave him the name of the head coach, the dive coach, and their phone numbers so he could help me by maybe giving them a call or sending a text message saying, hey, like I have this diver you might be interested in. And so that is all I have for you on tips and tricks. So please enjoy these clips from my signing. Go Tigers! Video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you next time. Peace.